Bookish.Taylor. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Today I'm here to bring you the Ruler of Books tag. Now, I wasn't tagged by anybody specifically, but I saw Amanda at A Quarter Books in Love do it, and then I saw Jessica at Jessica Marie 493 do it. So I was like, oh, I thought this would be cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you my spin on it. So let's dive on in. So the first question is, what book would you make everybody read? I don't know, my first initial thought was, oh, there's the Infernal Device trilogy, but not everybody's into that. So I'm gonna go with Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This is a futuristic sci-fi novel that involves a group of people who are considered scythes, and they go around and they kill people in order to help control the population. Just this novel in general, if you are a sci-fi lover, you need to read it because the concept is so interesting and it is so different. This is the first Neil Shusterman book I've ever read, and because of this, I'm gonna go back and pick up what he's written because I loved this and I think everybody needs to read it. Question number 2. What would you abolish from book construction? And I think this is like the general idea is just the massive hate for mass market paperbacks. And while I do think they have their place, I've got some shelves that normal books wouldn't fit in, but these mass market paperbacks fit in perfectly. I don't know, they're easy to carry, they're kind of lightweight. But the thing is you can't keep a mass market paperback. It's very difficult to keep a mass market paperback with like a pristine spine. I haven't opened this one up yet. I've cracked it open and kind of like looked, but there's no way for me to crack this open and read it without damaging the spine. I mean, I get that they're like cheaper versions because I think the full size, like a normal size paperback of this is maybe, I don't think they have normal size paperbacks of these books because they have the large paperbacks and they're 20 bucks and the hardbacks of these books are like 30 bucks. I don't think that they should be a thing. I think that you just need to make normal paperback size because paperbacks also, the majority of them, they're like $10 to $12. So why not just make this a normal size paperback? Question number 3 is, what author would you commission to write you any story? I would commission Cassandra Clare to write me something. I go and I read the fan fiction, but it's not just any fan fiction, it's smutty fan fiction. I want between her characters. I've read the Clace, I've read the Malik, I think I've read Sizzy, I think I've also read Rizzy, which is Raphael and Izzy, but it's the show Raphael and Izzy. Let me clarify, because show and book Raphael are completely different. But I want that, and I want Cassandra Clare to write me an entire book about just mostly Malik, just their bedroom and how things go down, because I want it. Magnus and Alec are like my favorite. Question number 4 is, what book would you demote to the library basement in order to make room for more books? I don't necessarily believe in demoting books because while they're not necessarily for me, that doesn't mean that they're not for somebody else. Now, my initial thought was like Illicit Cages or Queens of Geek, which are the most 2 recent books that I just did not like that I read. I would demote those, but just because those weren't for me doesn't mean they won't be for somebody else and actually be a good help for somebody. So if I were to demote them to the basement, then nobody else would get a chance to read them. So I'm going to veto this question. Question number 5 is, which artist would you commission to paint you a mural? And I would have to go with Cassandra Jean. She does a lot of artwork for Cassandra Clare and just the Shadowhunter world in general. The illustrated history of noble downworlders and Shadowhunters, and I loved this. It was so cool. Question number 6 is, what character's face would you put on a coin? And I would put Magnus Bane on a coin because A, he's old as fuck. B, he is one of the most, I want to say he's one of the most influential characters. Not influential, but he's one of those characters that a lot of people can relate to because of his diversity and the kind of challenges that he's had to go through. Like, I know a lot of people can connect to him, and I've seen people thank Cassie for creating, you know, his relationship with Alec and just his character in general. So I would put Magnus, but it would have to be Harry Shum Jr.'s Magnus. And then the last question is, what book would you award Ruler of Books 2017 to? Now, I haven't read it. but I read its predecessor earlier this year. But the first one was Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerri Maniscalco, and this one just came out in September. I'm predicting that I'm going to love this book, but I'm terrified because what if I don't like it as much? Like, that's scary. But I'm going to go ahead and award it to this book because I absolutely love Kerri Maniscalco and her writing. So, yeah, this is going to definitely get my award for Ruler of Books 2017. But yes, if you guys want to do this tag, please feel free. Let me know that you were going to do it because I'd love to check out your video. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you next time. Bye!